You know, I find it amazing how everyone out there is still talking about the Cards-Reds series from last weekend. About how the Reds and their fans have nothing better to do than to bash St. Louis, the Cardinals, and their fans. Even Hall of Fame Reds broadcaster Marty Brennaman chimed in, claiming we're the most disliked team in all of baseball. He went on to call Chris Carpenter a whiner and an excuse maker, and pitching coach Dave Duncan infantile. Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't the Reds voted the third most hated team in baseball behind the Yankees and Indians last year? You guys swept us last weekend. Enjoy it and move on. As for the Cardinals, the Phillies are in town this week, and we'll talk about that series next. Cards swept the two-game series with the Phillies. Monday night, in an early and relatively quick game, the Cards win 3-1. The thing most amazing is that this was actually a pitcher's duel between Jake Westbrook and Cliff Lee. You know, that guy who was the most sought after in the free agent market this past winter. Nonetheless, Westbrook actually outlasted Lee. Of course, it doesn't hurt the Philly left-hander walked 6 batters. Totally uncharacteristic for him. A couple of those were in the 4th inning, walking both Matt Holliday and Lance Berkman. Each of them were singled in by Nick Punto and Ryan Theriot, respectively. Lee would also be chased in the 7th, as Punto also singles in John Jay for their 3rd run. As for Westbrook, he goes 7 innings, gives up a run on 4 hits, walking 3 and striking out 1. One of those walks came back to haunt him in the 2nd. That happened to Lafayette High School alum Ryan Howard. He's out on a fielder's choice from a grounder by John Mayberry Jr., who in turn scores on a hit by Ben Francisco. That was pretty much it. Eduardo comes in the 8th, gives up a leadoff hit to pinch hitter Ross Globe, but Jimmy Rollins grounds into a double play, no harm done. Then...
I know the judge said no.
Yeah! Attaboy, Eduardo!
He strikes out pinch hitter Placido Polanco to end the inning. And yes, I was there, way up in section 357, cashed in my Cardinal Nation ticket vouchers. Fernando Salas came in for the save in the 9th. Great night for sure. Other side notes. Tony La Russa was back from his week vacation. Colby Rasmus was out, and Albert was playing at 3rd for the first time since 2002. I was also at the game on Tuesday night. This time, a little bit closer. Except, I had a foul pole right in my way. That was section 169, and it was also social media night. Besides getting some free swag, like this Tweet Me in St. Louis t-shirt from the Cardinals, and this new Albert Pujols book, Pujols, More Than the Game, courtesy of PitchersHitEighth.com. I also got to meet some cool tweets on Twitter, such as Poison William from I70Baseball.com, Dathan7, Diane1611, writing for DiamondDiaries.com, Birdbrained from birdbrain.mlbblogs.com, GR33 Nazin from PitchersHitEighth.com, C. Mahmood, and Tina7. As for the game itself, the Cards took that one 2-1 in walk-off fashion. Another pitcher's duel between Jaime Garcia and Roy Oswalt, with Jaime outlasting Oswalt as well. 33 Double D Daniel Descalso made some highlight reel plays. And Oswalt walks in former Astro teammate Lance Berkman in the 4th, who eventually scores on a single by Yadier Molina. Now that might have been the difference, except some higher-ups can't seem to realize that Tyler Green has really no use at the big league level at all. He's playing 2nd, and for a minute appears to catch a pop-up by Jimmy Rollins. Except he drops it, Rollins gets on, is advanced to third by Michael Martinez, and scores on a sac fly by Polanco. Bad thing about this, Garcia loses a shutout, and despite 8 innings, striking out 5 and giving up 5 hits, he gets the no decision. Salas comes in the 9th, and in the bottom of the inning, Danny Baez gives up 3 straight singles to Terrio, Jay, and Pujols to load the bases. Holiday grounds into a fielder's choice. Terrio's at the plate. Baez is pulled for J.C. Romero, then Viva Fat Elvis! Skinny Fat Elvis comes through with the game-winning hit, scoring Jay and rebounding quite nicely after this tragic weekend. As for the Phillies, even though they have the best record in the National League, they're 10th in runs scored. The Shane Victorino injury isn't going to help much, and you gotta wonder how many people out there are still thinking getting rid of Jason Worth was a good idea. As the Cards win, so do the Reds, who swept Chicago and are still a game and a half ahead of us. The Astros now come to town, and the Cards attempt to beat the unbeatable Bud Norris. And as the quarter mark of the season came and passed, there was one question I forgot to ask, which will be my question of the day. What has been the biggest surprise of this season thus far? Let me know what you think. Submit your answers, comments, questions, responses, or anything else in the comment box below. Subscribe on YouTube and follow me on Twitter. Astros are in town for a quick 2-game set. Should be fun and a perfect time to continue their recovery. Till next time, go Cards!